Hey there everyone, how are you doing today? My name is Kenny Stahl and welcome back to another video on this channel. So here's a question for you that I want you to think about. Have you ever felt, as I have, that you don't really know what you're doing in your life? There have been moments where I've just felt lost, where I've just felt like I have no purpose, like why am I here? And it's been one of these things that's kind of been weighing me down because, I just kind of sit around all day and I don't really get stuff done. And I kind of think like, what's the point in even waking up the next morning? What should I do today? Like, it just seems like there's no purpose here. And what I've kind of learned, and this is what the focus of this video is going to be about, is when I take the time to take a step back and think about the big picture for my life. What is it that I'm trying to achieve in my life? And really make it clear what I want to do. Then I can basically feel like there's a reason for my life. Then I can finally feel like I'm on a mission, like I'm actually setting out to do something. So actually taking the time to actually figure out what you want to get done in your life is so important. So what I want you to think about right now, if maybe at the end of this video you can actually take some time for yourself to personally think about what it is that you want to get done in your life. What do you want to achieve? Where do you want your life to go from here? And, maybe that's you focusing on a career thing, right? Maybe that's what you want to achieve with your career, or maybe that's you just want to make money, or maybe that's you want to build relationships with people, or you want to get married or something and have a family, or, maybe, for me, like, it's very obvious right now that what I want to achieve in my life is, at this moment, I'm focusing a lot on this YouTube channel, saying, hey, here's this wonderful opportunity to be myself, share my thoughts and feelings with people, and just kind of like this whole YouTube thing is like amazing. It's crazy actually that it even exists, but I find that there's a lot that I want to accomplish here. But so anyway, in this video, I do want to talk a little bit more about what it is that I want to achieve in my life, but I want to really just kind of talk to you guys about this idea of creating like a vision for your life and how important that is, because if you know who you are, if you know what you want to do in your life, if you know that kind of thing, if you take some time to actually consider it and think about it, when you have to make decisions throughout your life choices, it makes things a little bit easier if you have a very clear idea of what you want to achieve. And here's something else to think about. At first, it might be super like bland and like not very exciting, like, oh, I want to make money and relationships and whatever. But as you change over time, so as you get older, you might have to constantly revisit this question of what do I want to achieve in my life, because it might change. And as you keep asking the question multiple times to yourself, what do I want to achieve in my life, eventually it'll become more and more clear, and it'll be more and more specific, right? It's not just going to be this generic, just, have a better life, be a better person kind of stuff, right? So, I've always been this kind of guy who from a young age, I've always been into the whole self-help thing. Like, I've always been into like the self-improvement, personal development stuff. So, for example, like, that's kind of where I started, really getting addicted to being, like, online all the time, surfing the internet, because when I first discovered YouTube and the internet, I was probably, like, 14 years old, and at that time, I was just searching the internet for stuff, and I ended up coming across all this self-help stuff, and I ended up watching a video of this motivational speaker, giving this really motivational speech about, just the generic, just like follow your dreams, be yourself kind of stuff, all the cliche stuff. I don't remember who it was, but I remember this motivational speech being a critical point in my life that changed everything. It changed my life. It's the reason why I'm actually sitting in front of you right now, and why I even exist on this channel, because this one speech changed my life. And it wasn't what was said in the speech. It's not like this person had like this great message. It was really cliche. But at that moment, I felt the magic of somebody else getting inside my head. Like, this motivational speaker got inside my head it made me feel something that I've never felt before. I realized that I had a bigger potential for my life, and that I could change, I could grow, I could improve, and a lot of that was meaningful to me because I've always felt so insecure. I've always felt so inadequate. Like I've just always felt like I'm a nobody. Like my life sucks. I suck. I'm a loser, and like I've kind of felt hopeless. And knowing that somebody could get inside my head and make me feel like hopeful, you know, the way this motivational speaker did, made me realize that I wanted to be that guy. Like I wanted to be the guy on stage making people in the audience feel better about themselves and feel hopeful and realize that their life could be better, you know? And that changed my life, you know? And now I found my audience. Like I'm here. Like I'm doing it right now. Like that's great. I'm here. But that changed my life. Okay, and ever since then I've kind of been on this journey of like I got to improve myself. I got to get better. I got to make my life better. And I can't just be, you know, I can't just, you know, if I feel like something's wrong, if I feel like my life sucks, like I can't just do nothing about it. Like I have to work on myself and always be doing that. But so here's a little bit. Okay, let me take a break. Let me just pause for a second. So have you ever had a moment like that in your life that just like totally made you see things differently? That, you know, I don't know, it probably wouldn't be the same thing for you, but like maybe you met somebody, you know, that like was like this really great thinker, or somebody who just had a totally different way of looking at the world and just made you realize that there's so much more that you could do, and that inspired you. Like, have you ever had that? You know, I personally have always just kind of been lost in my life and always just kind of not really known what I could do. I've always kind of wanted to help people. I've always kind of wanted to be a leader of some sort, or, you know, I'm the kind of guy who, in my life the past several years, I consume a lot of like podcast material. Like I sit down, like most of my day, today and every day is I'm just like listening to podcasts online and watching YouTube like conversations and stuff, and you know, like TED Talks, that sort of stuff. Maybe you're familiar with that whole thing. I like listening to smart people who know a lot more than I do, because I want to understand stuff at a sophisticated level, even though I'm not as smart as those people, just so I can kind of hear it, and it'll make me see the world better. That's what I want to do. Like I want to just see the world better. I want to understand things. I want to understand people. I want to understand the way people think. I want to understand people's motivations, and use that information, use that knowledge for a good cause. So that's kind of what I want to do with my life, is use that. And I don't have all the specific pieces of my life all mapped out, right? I just take things one step at a time. So for example, when I was around 16 or 17, I think 17 years old, right? I was living with my parents, and the only thing I could think about achieving or accomplishing was being able to move out from my parents' house and live in my own place. Like I wanted to get an apartment or whatever. But, and I did that like a little bit over 2 years ago. I was just turning 20 years old, and I moved out of their place, and I got my own place right now. So that's where I'm living right now, is on my own. And I achieved that because this is part of my personality, is I don't want to rely on other people. I want to be self-sufficient. Like I want to be independent. And so that's why, like, one of the things I want to accomplish in my life is be so financially independent that I don't have to go to work like I do right now 5 days a week and slave away for somebody else, you know, getting a low wage at a stupid job that I hate. Like I don't want to do that. You know, at some point in my life, I would like to have the freedom to be, you know, kind of just, you know, not have to do work that I don't want to do. And I got to find that out. But, I mean, there's so many things that I guess I want to achieve in my life. But right now I'm focusing on YouTube, and I want to really get this social media thing down and establish myself as like being a voice for people to listen to and find something that is really worth saying. But certainly, like, taking care of myself is what I want to accomplish. Like, my most of my life is focusing on how can I be a better person, healthier, smarter, financially secure. Like, really focus on all that personal development stuff that, like, I'm into. You know, like for the past several years, like, depression has really, like, taken over my life, and I've had to, like, totally adjust everything, like adjust where I'm at in my life, and it totally threw my whole understanding of where I was going, and it brought like a new, like, I had to like change my approach to the way I live my life and take things, do things like, for instance, like I'm constantly aware of things that cause me stress, and I know that the more stressed out I get, like, the worse it is for me. So I just avoid really stressful situations now. And, you know, it's a problem to some extent because I miss out on doing a lot of things and getting stuff done because, I'm worried about stress. But anyway, so I'm just gonna end the video here. So thank you guys for watching. Yeah, so let me know in the comments down below, what is it that you're trying to achieve in your life? Like, big picture, like, what do you want to do? And use that in your life to like make decisions, and use that to, whenever you're bored, whenever you feel like, I don't know what to do today, go back to your mission statement, go back to your vision, go back to this question of what do I want to achieve, and do something in the moment that can help you get closer to getting that done. So thank you guys for watching. My name is Kenneth Stahl. If you're not subscribed already, subscribe. Help out the video by giving it a thumbs up, sharing it, and I'll see you in my next one. Thank you guys for watching. Love you guys. Take care. Okay, turn it off. There we go.